the topic of today's debate is your football, the state of play, all codes represented. Our first special guest needs no introduction in Victoria, but he needs one here in New South Wales. He's hoping to change all of that. He actually played for the Tigers, the Richmond Football Club, from 1967 to 1979. Yeah, round of applause for the Richmond Footy Club. Tell you what, you have to be unlucky to miss out on a clap here today, don't you? No, sorry, Owen, I didn't want to bring it up again, but... During Kevin's career, he played 251 games for the Tigers. He made 20 finals appearances. He played in 4 grand finals for 3 wins. He was the club best and fairest in 1976. He was the club captain in 1978. He retired in 1979. He was assistant coach in 1980. In 1981, they gave him the senior coaching position at the Essendon Football Club, and 27 years later, he finished up in 2007. He actually holds the record for most games as a player or coach in AFL history, which is significant in himself. In 1985, 1993 and the year 2000, he was the All-Australian coach. He won 4 flags with the Essendon Football Club. He is a life member of the Richmond Football Club and the Essendon Football Club and of the Australian Football League. In 1998, he was awarded the Order of Australia. In 2007, of course, parted ways with Essendon Football Club after those 27 years. Nearly 90,000 people turned up to a round 21 clash to say goodbye to Kevin Sheedy and James Hird. And of course, in 2012, he will be the inaugural coach of the Greater Western Sydney side in the AFL. His passion and expertise in football are second to none. He's been an ambassador for the AFL. He's been inducted into the AFL's Hall of Fame. He's been made a legend, the Essendon Football Club. And this is the one that got me. He's been nominated as Australian Thinker of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Sheedy. It's great, isn't it? After 43 years, they can condense a career into 30 seconds, Kevin.
Well, I've been married for 30. I could nearly do that in 30. Sorry, boss.
Now, obviously, the most people in the room are from New South Wales. You apparently used to be an AFL coach, is that right?
I, once upon a time, did, but I did live in Sydney. I was in the Army in Sydney, down at Liverpool. And I got my first coaching job in the Army, and I was appointed by a rugby union person, and he was a terrific person for me. He's only 21. And yes, I spent about 4 months up here and loved it. We've been here 7 months now, and I really enjoyed it. I don't think I'll get back there for a while.
Thinker of the Year. Can you, just before we get to the football, Thinker of the Year, can you tell me how that came about? Because... And the reason I ask, Kevin...
Could all the ladies in the room please stand up? Just for a second. Just 1 second, please. Please. Just want to let you know that I love you and I'm coming after you to get you to follow the AFL. All of you, okay? I'm not going to miss one of you. I'll get your names. And the other men that follow rugby and league and soccer... I'm going after the ladies first. Bad luck, fellas. Yeah, just a little thought, that's all. No, we probably the best story I think that we could talk to you about is probably the AFL traineeship. We had a group of guys, just 3 or 4, sat down on the table one day and decided that we're going to put a finals ticket $1 surcharge, and this year I think we've had, this is for AFL traineeship program, so the government liked that. So do the sports, so all these kids play a sport, every sport that will be in this room here today. And I think just about this year we've got 8,000 jobs for those kids. And
Fantastic.
That's $1 off every finals ticket, $1 off the government, $1 for $1, and $1 off maybe the baseball, netball, yep, cricket or whatever. That's been one of the great little ideas. Obviously Anzac Day, which is a big day in Melbourne. How do you make a home and away game 95,000 sold out 5 weeks ahead? And Dreamtime the G is about the synergy of looking at the colours of Richmond and the colours of Essendon, which is the Aboriginal flag of Australia.
Right.
And now we get 75,000 for that game. And that was the bottom team playing the third bottom team. So when you're looking at the business, often it's the business we can't see yet. And probably the thing that happened at Essendon was we went and got our fan base up to 50% women. So I know that it works. Thanks, ladies. But we have about, even now probably the AFL would most likely have 48% of the membership of the AFL are women.
Yeah.
So that happened at Essendon. Basically, we got 380 women, which would be just about this room, in a coterie group at Essendon. We have 380 women in a coterie group. And everybody said, you're wasting your time. So we've done some really great little ideas along the way.
Yeah, 48% in AFL, and I think the figure for rugby league is 36%. So it gives you an example that, and you know.
So I'm coming after your
right, right, fair enough. That's good. Watch out, ladies. Now, promotion of the game.
Yeah.
In doing my research on you, you were the first promotions officer, full-time promotions officer in the history of the AFL, or the VFL as it was known then.
Correct.
In the mid-1970s, Richmond put Kevin Sheedy on in a full-time capacity as promotions officer. Then it became de rigueur for all the clubs to have their promotions officer. So you've been putting the spin on AFL for 35 years.
Oh, yeah. And I think that that has really given me a life's education. I've got to know my own country, and really when I think back, it was the best thing that I ever did. Everybody told me not to do it. They said it's a waste of time. Stick to your trade. I'm a plumber by trade.
The back pocket plumber.
Well, I got out of that stuff. That was dirty. And of course, the best thing that happened was that the teachers that I went around to all the schools, they actually taught me how to coach. And I got a career out of that because of the school teachers really taught me how to take a lesson. Unbelievable sort of thing that happened in my life. But I was 23. I just come out of the army, left perhaps Casula down here at Liverpool, down there. And it was a risk that you either did or you didn't do. And no one wanted to take risks in the 70s. But it was the best thing I ever did.
For the purposes of today's debate, why is AFL better, or is AFL better, or can every code coexist?
Well, I think if you relate it to music, I know that I'm going to take you on another path, so just hold on. But if you actually think of a menu in our life, which we have lots of menus of thought, I think that many people love opera, many people love jazz, rock and roll, country, western. Now there's 4 codes, but it's no different really when you relate it to footy codes, really. So I think you can enjoy all of them, just pick your choice, that's all. And that's all I've done. I went to the State of Origin, and I really enjoy a fierce game of footy. I mean, I used to get in a little bit of trouble myself on the footy field. I like a hitting game.
Never reported?
Never outed.
Okay, reported but not suspended.
I've been fined once.
Right.
$7,500 I got fined for touching myself in a game. Right. Only one person in 150 years got fined $7,500 for touching themselves in a game. It's quite amazing when you think of it, isn't it?
Look, welcome today. We're going to get Mark Bosnich up to talk a little bit about football. Just before we do let you go, what is AFL then?
Hi, Owen.
No, Owen's coming up later as well.
We'll get him.
What is AFL? Is it opera? Is it blues? Is it rock and roll?
I think it's rock and roll because the ball's popping everywhere. You know, it's that bloody fast. You've got to try and catch it. You know, so and it's a little bit of that. I think it's a bit of that. Look, it's an exciting game. I mean, soccer is played around the world.
Yep.
But it doesn't mean it's the greatest game.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Sheedy.